Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown.
Hey everyone, welcome to the B-Side Breakdown. My name is Brett Johnson and I am your host. This is episode 56 of a podcast where I get to talk with other artists, musicians, and songwriters about a song they've written that is meaningful to them that they want to talk about on this episode. But first, they need to give me permission to play it in its entirety before our conversation so you, the listener, can hear it before we have our chat. Today, I am talking again with Becky and Natasha from the Iron Roses. I last spoke to them on episode 17, 2.5 years ago. We talked about their song Screaming for a Change. Today, we're talking about their new song called Dead Eyes. So let's get into it. Here is Dead Eyes by the Iron Roses.
Wake up, we got another hit. Distraction with the same old pitch. Exhausting and gaslighting to the screams of children dying. Consume, bleed out and start again. Images of bloodshed normalize through oversaturation. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, Gaza, starving babies in Sudan. Blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich demand control. Bow down to your golden gun. Liberation through a loaded gun. They're still voting for messiahs as they burn out their pariahs one by one. One by one. Images of bloodshed normalize through oversaturation. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, Gaza, starving babies in Sudan. Blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich demand control. Images of dead eyes burning holes through our collective silence. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, Gaza, starving babies in Sudan. Blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich demand control. Dead eyes, dead hearts, as the rich demand control. Dead eyes, dead hearts, as the rich demand control.
All right, and that was Dead Eyes by the Iron Roses. I have Becky and Natasha from the band here to talk with me about the song, the band, and all the great things they got coming up. Becky and Natasha, thank you so much for coming back on the show and for talking with me about this new song, Dead Eyes.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so for all the listeners, I think it was 2.5 years ago, episode 17. Y'all were here and we talked about the band, how it all came together and all that, and
Was
specifically
it
the song.
2017?
No, if I said that, it was episode 17.
You did said that.
You did say that. I was like, oh my God, no, that was a long time ago.
Holy shit. Yeah. Not 2017. I meant to say episode 17.
There you
Oh, there we
Um,
go. Okay.
Yeah. And from 2.5 years ago. And we talked about Screaming for a Change. But today we're talking about Dead Eyes, which is this great new song you have that's coming out on your new record, Molotov Nights, that comes out in August, it looks like.
Yeah.
And tell me about it.
Which thing, the
Yeah,
album
what-
or the song?
Let's talk about the song. Let's talk about
Okay.
why we're talking about Dead Eyes today.
Yeah. So Dead Eyes is the first single that we released ahead of this album,
Mhm.
which is an independent release. So we're taking it on ourselves.
Okay.
And I think we just kind of wanted to come out the gate swinging with the first single for this album. The album takes a little bit of a step forward into, how we've developed our sound.
Mhm.
And we just thought that, like I said, yeah, come out swinging with that.
Yeah. I think it was a choice to put it first on the album and to have it be the lead single, because obviously it shows not a different direction per se because it sounds like us,
Yep.
but there's definitely a more aggressive approach to the music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the album, not like we've ever not been a forward band, but I think this album really steps it up on all levels, whether it's talking about the aggressiveness of the music or the more straightforward social and political message behind everything. We really wanted to, put who we are first, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I hear that and appreciate that greatly, and I love the yeah. It's for me when I first heard it. I mean, that's basically echoing back what you just said. I'm like, wow, this is great Iron Roses, and wow, this is heavier than some other stuff I've heard, and holy shit, this is great. So for me,
Thank you.
I love it. I'm excited to hear the rest of the record, so I can't wait to get it on vinyl, which I can get directly at Bandcamp. It looks like.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Is there a better place to get it than there to pre-order, or is that the
No,
right
I mean,
spot?
yeah, you can do it through Bandcamp, which we handle, or you can do it directly from us in our web store at ironroses161.com.
Or if you're for any reason listening to this from Europe, you can get it from Cortex in Berlin.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good. Good. And so that comes out August 6th. So when did just a side note. So I know I didn't get a chance to talk to either of you during the Agipop EP that came out, which I also love. Burn is such a fucking great song. Oh my God. I love that so much. But I wanted to ask, like, when did you start writing this record and what was the lineup when you started writing it?
We started writing this record as we do every record the second the other record came out.
Okay, figured.
Like
Yeah.
that just we're always writing.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I think that the EP, those three songs were actually meant to be on this album, but we weren't completely satisfied with where it was. As far as like the full album, we didn't have all the songs that we have now on this album, but we wanted to put something out. So we're like, let's put these three songs out. We have them, they're solid, we love them. And it would be a great EP. While we're making sure we have the best of what we have for a 10-song album, So that's sort of how it went. I think since that first album came out, the self-titled album, we've just been writing every day, all the time, constantly. And so, and we continue now, even as this album isn't even out yet. I know that we're already like throwing songs around for the future to see what happens,
Yeah. Got it. Okay. And when did you start recording this? Has this been in the can for a while, or
No.
did you start recording it last year?
Nope. We actually started, we recorded it this year. It's May right now. Were we like February and March, I think?
Yeah, February and March, I think.
Which is the joy of doing an independent release is that everything's, on our timeline. Like we
Nobody can tell you no.
you don't have to wait for an opening in a label schedule, which is good for impatient people like us. So yeah, we recorded, in this winter, I guess. March is still winter, right? Yeah. February and
Is
March.
it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
sort
it?
of. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Okay. So then, so when we last talked, you had a different guitar player who was also a rapper, and I tried to reach out to him, and that didn't. I wasn't able to connect, but I know that he left, and then you got a different lead guitar player when I saw you play at Fest a year and a half ago. I think a lead guitar player was new, and then I've seen pictures where you're showing yourselves as a 4-piece. With guitar player, drummer, and both of you that I clearly recognize, but then it sort of keeps changing. What's going on with your current lineup? Who's in your band now?
So one of the things about where we are at is that we have hit the ground running in terms of our career. So we have this thing where we don't say no to an opportunity if we think we can figure it out, which means we are very busy, and that what we ask of our bandmates is to be also somebody that can be very busy. And sometimes that works out. Sometimes it's more than people are comfortable with, which is totally fine.
Sure.
And, we're in age, I guess,
Mhm.
or a place of life where it's not like when we were 20 and you had, a local scene and you could, turn around and have 10 people who had the same drive and freedom to tour that you do. It's really, really
Right.
hard. We're in some of us in our early 50s, some of us in
I
our late
wouldn't know who
40s.
that is.
So,
Mhm.
it's difficult to have a lot of people who can just hit the ground running and have their lifestyles set up for being very busy and being on the road, because people are either already in established bands, which is, like I think you might have just mentioned Colin, he's in a band that has been around forever, like 30 years, and they're certainly very busy. So that people are either that, or they maybe have careers or families where they
Sure.
don't have the luxury to tour at the capacity that we do.
Yep.
So that means that sometimes people come in thinking that maybe they have the ability to do that, or the drive, or the interest to do that, and maybe that they don't. But
We are a very difficult people. And I mean, that's just honesty. Like,
Sure.
and as we move forward, we're finding our people.
yeah,
Yep.
And it's funny because a lot of bands go through this, but they don't go through it at the level we're at,
we're in front of
or in
everybody.
front of everybody. Like
Yep.
a lot of
Yeah.
people go through these growing pains, or bands go through these growing pains when they're virtually unknown,
Hmm.
Right.
So we're just going through it publicly, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's helped, and I think me, Becky, Pedro, Devin, and now Kate, who's playing bass for us, um, we found our people,
Hmm.
and we found the people that can hang, and we've only found that through being very honest.
Hmm.
And I think in the past we didn't really know what we wanted or how to be honest about what we wanted. So we would want people in the band more than they maybe knew they wanted to be there, you know?
Yep. Yep.
So, and we'd sort of convince them, oh no, it'll be fun. We'll do this and blah, blah, blah. And then like, they get in and realize it's a lot more work and a lot more time than they thought.
Hmm.
And so now, as we're looking for new people, my job in the band is to talk people out of it.
Classic salesman.
Yeah. So it's been my job, and I think it's worked very well, is that you talk people out of it, you tell them how horrible it's going to be, and then if they still want to be here like Kate,
Yeah.
that you found the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
Yeah.
make no money.
Yeah. It's gonna
Right.
stop. Everything's awful.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I totally understand that. So when did Kate join the band?
Just on this
Yeah,
tour.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking with her for a while. And same thing, kind of trying to talk her out of it.
Sure.
But we
Yeah.
needed to wait until we got on a tour with her to make sure
Mhm.
that, we were good, she was good with us, we were good with her.
Yep.
And it was pretty early into the tour. We were just like, okay,
no.
this is done.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, come on.
Awesome.
Just be here.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, of course.
It's
Like,
it's not her first rodeo.
Yeah,
either,
no.
So yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. And thank you for just, being so open and sharing all of that about that. I
Yeah.
totally understand. And I get it from the smaller scale, like for sure. I mean, as you were talking about that, exactly, I'm thinking of an old band I was in where the drummer's like, yeah, we're going to go do this. And then I'm like, okay, ready, we're going on tour. And he's like, wait. And I'm like, what do you mean, wait?
right,
Like, no.
exactly.
Like,
Yep.
we're going. Like, that's
Yeah,
what happens.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I totally understand that. And it's just right. It just kind of shows up that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm so happy for you though that you found the right people for as it is, today. And that to me is just awesome that you have it. And that, speaking of touring, you have a bunch of awesome stuff coming up. So you've been doing a lot of international stuff. You've been doing a lot of US stuff, and I'm super stoked you're coming to Atlanta and actually, why can't I find it now? In South Carolina. Like I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
which show I'm going to go see you at, but I'm
Nice.
one of them.
Why not both?
Why
Right.
not?
I might go to both 2 days in a row. It'd be great. but yeah, so how is all that going? Because I think are you all on the road kind of all the time? It seems like you're on the road, you're back, you're writing, you're on the road, and then you're back and writing.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah,
it
I
going?
mean, well, we're always working. That's
Yeah.
like I said, that's who we are as a band, and that's why it's hard to be in our band. You
Sure.
know, um, it's not. It's for a specific kind of person.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and so you know, as far as our ideology goes for how to run the band, it's starts in the knowledge that there's about 50 other bands waiting to do what we're going to do.
Right.
You
Hmm.
know, so if we say no, if we decline, and if we stop working so hard, there's plenty of bands to fill in that spot,
Mhm.
Right.
and they're going to get it if we don't. So we have to be constantly vigilant,
Yeah.
and on top of things.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. And
Like,
so who are you
Yeah, plus
going?
we enjoy it. So
Well,
it's just like,
yeah.
like playing
you know,
shows and like
I like
don't
being
like
busy
writing
all the
music.
time.
It's hard, but I
Yeah.
like writing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I do too. So when does the next tour start? Is it coming up before June 19th? Because what I'm seeing next is June 19th in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where we
the
start
Subhuman
again.
store
Yeah.
starts. Yeah.
And we also have um several dates that we have not announced yet.
Okay.
There's still a lot of room
And no, we won't tell you.
there's
Ah,
still
come
a lot of room
on.
to play shows this year beyond what is
Yeah.
what's out there right now. So yeah, we're gonna be
Good.
busy, but that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That is. That is. So who are you going out with on this first run? Is this June through October all one tour, or is it a
No,
kind of all
it's
different things?
yeah,
That would be
it's
amazing.
yeah,
June
Yeah,
through
wouldn't
I
it?
would
October on
love
the
it.
road. That'd be
I would
fun.
love it.
Mm.
It's multiple tours. So the June
Okay.
tour is with Subhumans.
Yeah.
And then there's some redacted things that we can't talk about yet.
Okay.
Then
Fair.
October,
And then there's October,
European.
yes, where we are going. That's where we'll have our headline tour in Europe, in celebration of our album release.
Got it. Got it. Who's going on tour with you in Europe? Who are you bringing along with you?
We are going to have a band from Europe on some of those shows called March. So that tour is a collection of shows with March, and then there are two festivals. One called Erntepunkt in Graz, and then it ends at Female Fronted is Not a Genre Festival in Berlin. So that's going to be a rad tour because we're going to see a lot of our European band pals on that. So yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm super excited for all of that, and I'm super excited to come see you all again.
Yay.
So, wow. Well, yeah, we just kind of blew through all that. So it's like you guys are just insanely
that
busy.
was not a lot of questions for us.
You know, I mean, well, I'm just thinking about what I asked you all before. It's like I don't know that we have to go through all of the whole band history all over again, but
Yeah.
I mean, because that's really where I was just trying to get at, like, what have you all been up to? But it's just really been, man, you
Yeah.
are all working your
It's
asses
been,
off,
I
which
mean,
is awesome.
we've been busting our asses. And like Nat said, like that's, by design, like I just alluded to not that long ago, we're not kids. Like we don't have all of the time in the world to like, run at this, fail, and try again. So we are in the shot right now. So we are busting our asses.
Yep.
And because again, like Nat just said, like we are still somewhat new, right? Like our first album was it 23? Yeah, and it's only 26 now. So
Right.
we've done a lot in that time. Like we've done a lot. We've played a ton of shows all over the world. We've had some really amazing opportunities. We've also grown a lot as, individuals, as a band. Like you said about Dead Eyes itself being a bit heavier of a song, like our songs have developed, our songwriting style has developed, like how we work together has developed. We've grown a ton in that respect, and just kind of, pulling everybody's strengths out of each other, and pushing each other and challenging each other. And, through the course of writing this album, which, like we said, was essentially 3 years of writing,
Yeah.
we have I guess fine-tune how we do things, and we have thrown a ton of songs out in that process.
God,
Like
so many
we
songs.
have thrown out a lot of really great songs, but a lot of songs that weren't right for the collection that we were going for. So I think that's one of the cool
They were
things
great.
about
They
being
weren't
that busy.
necessary.
Yeah, they weren't. Yes,
Got it.
exactly.
Got it.
But I think that we've, because we do a lot of touring and we spend a lot of time together and we
Yep.
play a lot of shows together, it helps us learn each other better. And I think that has also made us better songwriters. That's something that not every band has the luxury to do, because I think, sitting in a room in your hometown together and writing is one thing, but being in the middle of Europe and no AC in the middle of, a sweaty tour, and you've not had privacy or anytime, you're sleeping in a minibus, like that develops the culture of the band in a way that is really special. And so that translates into the songwriting too, because you know each other in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, and I have some familiarity with a lot of that. So I think a couple questions though. I remember previously I thought that on the first record, Nat, you would write something on guitar, acoustic, I think, and it would kind of formulate that way, and then you'd bring it to the band, and then it sort of became something different. Because I thought, I don't remember which song it was now. There was one that it started out like a super slow reggae tune, and then it turned
Yeah.
into this
Screaming for a
awesome.
change.
Oh, Screaming for
Yeah.
a Change. Okay, it was that.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought it was like the second or third track, but yeah.
And
Is that still kind of your process? Is it
well, it
somebody brings an
depends.
idea, or are you writing during sound check while you're on tour, which I imagine you are?
No,
You
never
know what I mean?
like that. Well, I mean
It's happened.
yeah, that one riff from that
Like, yo, I got
one
this
song that
idea.
we
Let's
can't
hit it.
mention because it's not
Yeah.
out yet.
I got it.
But that has happened where it's like Pedro's like, hey, check this thing out. And we're like, cool, record that and we'll check it out later.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely works the same way, whether it's acoustic or I like record it, distort it, however. But I think the only difference now is that everybody sort of takes part in the foundational writing now. It's
Oh,
not
cool.
just me handing over a song
Yep.
to them to make bigger and better.
Right.
We're all sort of in the trenches together in that foundational writing part. You know,
Yeah.
uh, I would say that I am the leader of that process, where I'm like, because everybody sort of has their role, and thing that they're sort of heading up. Like Becky handles a lot of the business end of stuff. So I have to be the one that's like, hey, we got to write songs. We got to write songs, guys,
Yep.
and keep it going and throwing out ideas and making sure that other people are doing the same. But it's no longer just me writing parts and handing it to people. It's us all together taking part in that foundational process.
Got it. And then on the lyrical side, is that also a collaborative effort, or is it kind of
Yeah,
whoever's
I mean, it's
singing what
mostly
writes their
Becky and
lyrics?
I,
Okay. Got it.
but as far as the lyrics, but if anyone else in the band were to come up with ideas for lyrics and hand it to us, we definitely check them out and see if they worked with something.
Yep.
But as it's worked, so far it's mostly just Becky and I getting together and like arguing over lyrics.
Yep. Yep. So tell me a little bit more about Molotov Nights, just kind of in general. Well, I guess specifically in general. I'm thinking of you have the 10 songs. Is it so in your process, was it these are the best 10 songs that we feel strongest about that we're just putting forward, or was it more curated than that?
I mean, I would say,
Is that not curated?
I mean, it's a little
do that?
both, right?
Yeah.
Like we said, like we
Can be.
tossed so many songs in this process
Yep.
that were really,
Yeah.
really good. But there was like a time where it was like if it didn't make one of us cry or feel like we could push through a wall like the
Mhm.
Kool-Aid Man, it wasn't going on the album. Like
Love
it
that.
had to have a massive reaction
Okay.
Yeah,
that we all agreed upon.
if you're
Okay, got
hearing
it.
10 songs from us, you're not hearing 25.
At least. Yeah.
Got it.
Like it's wild,
Yeah.
like the amount of songs we throw away and how special and important the songs that make it are. And even the ones that make it, the title track, Molotov Nights, we were working on the bridge to that song, what, like 2 days before
Yeah.
we recorded?
We ripped it
We
out.
changed it.
Redid
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We're like, wait, that
This-
bridge has to go. It has
It's
to
not good
change.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's a very under the microscope situation. Like I am a big proponent of hooks, which has pissed some people off in the past that are no longer with us, but it's something that we all share now, which is great.
Yep.
If the chorus isn't big and rememberable and doesn't get stuck in your head, fuck that song. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And especially from a band that's putting forth a certain message.
Yeah.
If we're putting forth a certain message, that message needs to get stuck.
Yeah.
So we need to write the catchiest, most earwormiest fucking thing you've ever heard in your life, you know?
Yep.
So that's it's a huge process. And I know Becky and I like will get, I don't want to say fights, but we definitely debate heated over stuff. And there are times where one of us will be super excited about a part or a song and bring it to the others, and the others will be like, really? I mean, it's okay.
We've done it to each other
And-
so many times.
And at that point, you have to be like, okay, well,
Okay.
it's not as cool as I
Yeah.
thought it was. Never mind. If
Yeah.
I'm not convincing anyone, then fuck it. It's
Yeah.
gone.
Or I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back and make it better.
Yeah, or make it better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how about now? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. No, and that totally answers that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's awesome. I love that approach, and that just makes me want to listen to the other 9 so much more. So I'm super psyched to hear all of that. So then, from if I don't know if you guys are comfortable talking about the Iodine Records thing, but why independently versus continuing with that, or is that just kind of a one-off thing for the first record, or how does that work at this stage?
It was just, I think, at any point, and Casey who runs Iodine, still a friend of ours, good friend of ours. I love Iodine. Like they're a great label, great people. Us anymore. It was time to move on and try new things, and we decided that we were going to start self-releasing stuff until we find that next thing.
Okay.
And maybe that next thing is to continue self-releasing, but we don't know.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
What we have learned from self-releasing is unless someone can come to us and give us something better than we can do for ourselves, we're not signing,
Right.
you know? And I think that was sort of it. We were like, well, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do what Iodine can do for us. And
Yep.
that's in no way a slight to Iodine.
Sure.
They're, like I said, love them, but we just felt like we could do it ourselves, and so we did.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So then, and it looks like Pedro is doing all of the engineering.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
We
That's
record,
great.
we record at his studio at Audio Verite, which is really awesome. It was funny because that we did the self-titled album with him
Mhm.
also.
Yep.
But we were a baby band together at that point, and we
Not as
fucking
prepared as we were.
that child out. We did 2 weeks straight in the studio, and like he was doing double duty, and I think we were even still writing. Like
Yeah,
it was
we
just
definitely were.
we were
Yeah.
not the band we are now, and
Yeah.
having him, we were a lot more purposeful this time. We did a week for instruments, and then the next month we did a week for vocals. Everybody showed up knowing exactly what their parts were. Like we didn't mess around this time.
Yeah.
But it's really nice because like obviously it's a huge sacrifice for him to do that in terms of just like an energy level, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
playing both parts. But I also know that he enjoys it,
Mhm.
and there is nobody that's going to be as invested in the output of our sound
Yeah.
as somebody who's in the band.
Yeah.
He knows what our
Pedro,
sound is.
yeah, Pedro defined our sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without a fucking doubt.
Yes.
He and it was, I'd say, partly just his sheer talent and his ability to realize what our music needed to sound like. But also, I want to give him credit in the way of saying that he listened
Yeah.
to the rest of us and maybe did some things that he wouldn't normally do, but he added it into what he normally does. And that's really what created the Iron Roses sound. And I don't think we could ever do it any other way, because he's sort of encapsulated and grasped what this band is supposed to sound like. And I couldn't imagine doing it any other way.
No, it's like it's almost like it's like the same heart
Mhm.
as self-releasing, right? Like there's something really unique and special and like an extra level of pride and like taking these things on in a DIY way and keeping it, in the family as much as we can and being like this is ours. This is
Mhm.
ours.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's really fucking cool too.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, for me that's like it's such a
Mhm.
an extra component of what makes this all so special.
Yeah.
Well, definitely right. And then I just love that between that recording it yourselves and having complete control over that from, I mean, just producing and engineering and all of that, like how that's
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
together.
and I
And then,
think it's also cool because he has a friend named Andreas that does the mastering,
yeah,
and they work very closely together with that, and that's part of our sound too.
Yeah.
Like what they do together is genius.
Yeah.
Like I love it. So yeah,
and where is Andreas based? Is Andreas Magnuson?
in
Is that?
Richmond as well.
Oh, okay, got it,
Mhm.
got it.
So yeah, it's just really cool to have people that not only know what the hell they're doing and are like sort of masters at their craft, but are also able to not just make an album sound how they make it sound. They, especially speaking of Pedro, especially, he took this album and made it sound how it needed to sound, not just a standard sound.
Right, a
You know,
formula.
yeah, a
Like
formula.
everybody
Sure.
So,
sounds like this.
yeah.
Got
So,
it.
just very cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. And so I'm also interested because I've just in my recording experience, I've done it where all the instrumentation is done live or we're breaking it down in drums or first with scratch guitars and everybody's laying their instruments. How did you approach this one? Was it live or was it just separate
Oh
instrument?
no,
No,
we would
absolutely.
lose our goddamn minds doing it all live. No,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that like, no, you got to keep it pure and do it live. Fuck no, absolutely not. Um, Started with the drums with
Okay,
scratch guitars and
got it.
stuff, and then what James came in and did the
Yeah,
bass
'cause
next.
Pedro was like that was a luxury again because the studio is where like it's on his property. So he did his guitars like
Yeah, he can do his
we got
guitars
there.
whenever he
True.
wants to.
Right.
So,
But yeah.
Right.
but yeah, it's all done separately, and but we're all there
Yeah.
when
Oh,
they're
okay. Got it.
which I find to be incredibly important. And I stated that before we even recorded this, when we were talking about who's going to be in the studio when. And it was cool that everybody locked into this because I remember talking to Devin and like, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be there the whole time. He's like, the fuck I don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, mwah,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's what I want to hear from people in a band. You need to be involved in every second of what's happening. Maybe not, in the studio bugging Pedro the whole time, but
Being there.
just in the area.
Family.
Yeah, with the family, being
Yeah.
socializing, being part of the process, maybe you fuck off for a few hours, but you're within call reach,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
someone needs you.
Just cheering.
Yeah, or
each
just
other.
cheering each other.
Shit's
That was a
hard.
cool thing
Yeah.
about this album was I just almost, oh my God, I just
I
almost
saw
got
it.
choked
She did
up.
almost start crying.
Oh my God. Because each of us would like have a cheering section when we got done tracking. Like we'd walk out and everybody'd be like, yeah, that was great. Like high-fiving each other. Like
Yeah.
just there was a lot of support and there was a lot of bouncing off. And like there were times where I was like, hey, that was great, but maybe we could do it this way. And everybody, there was a lot of listening. There was a lot of
Being open and
being
vulnerable
open to
yeah.
like, yeah, and vulnerable. And at the
Yeah.
same time, it wasn't constantly like, you're doing this wrong, do it this way, do it this way. It was, there was a lot of support and it was just a really cool experience. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds
I
incredible. Like
literally
you said,
started
Yeah,
tearing
it
up.
is.
That's ridiculous.
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, vulnerable and flexible. Just hearing that
Yeah.
is so cool. Just right, and no one. Yeah, I've had bad experiences in the studio. It's like you're not playing it right. It's like, well,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know. At the
Well,
same
that's
time, it's
a
like it can be what it is if it's a specific hired to do something, or no, this is your project and I'm helping you by playing,
yeah.
bass or guitar, and that's one thing. But if this is a creative thing and we're all in this together, it's not about, for me, it's. I love what you just described because for me that's my favorite approach. When everybody's open to say, okay, I know you just did that straight time, but can you try that halftime just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think this would sound fucking amazing if we did
Yeah.
it this
Yeah.
way, And it's like, okay, and then maybe it works or maybe it doesn't. But it's like
Yeah.
you said
Yeah.
with the song ideas earlier too. It's like, well, shit, I guess that wasn't a good idea. All right, fuck it, let's keep going.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
And we have that process with everything. We have
sure,
very strict rules about how we approach each other because it is important for everyone not to just be doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
yeah,
It has to fit.
of course,
But at the same time, it's very important that when we approach each other on, hey, that doesn't sound good, or you did this wrong, or whatever, it's done in a certain manner.
Yeah.
Like we have a very strict rule that if we play a show and somebody fucks something up during the show, it doesn't get talked about until the next day.
Right.
You don't come up to somebody right after you finish playing because
right,
90% of the time the person knows they fucked up.
yep,
So they're already in a bad headspace, and there's no reason to be like, hey, what happened there right after a show?
Yeah.
right,
So we do all that the next day and just sort of like, hey, I noticed this, let's work on it, But same thing with the studio is that if you're going to approach someone with a change or something that you think is going to be better, you have a vision for it. You don't just say, I don't like that, do something different.
yep,
You say, hey, I noticed that. That's cool and all, but I think if you did it this way, just try it. Let's see what happens. And then sometimes it works. Sometimes it's like, no, you're right. Do it the way you did it,
yeah. And I love the standard of not calling someone out right after a show like that. Like all
Yeah.
of those
Nobody
things. It just
needs
shows
that.
they don't. And it's also
Yeah.
just shows how, I mean, and for me, this kind of ties back to that question I had earlier about how the record is curated. Of course, when your response was like, well, didn't we do that? I'm like, well, yeah, you did. But it's like getting there, seeing this whole picture now of that. Of course, of course it was curated because
Yeah.
of all of these things that you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
just so awesome because you have this kind of singularity in approach, but it's not limited like with blinders on. It's like you're all on the
right.
same charge,
Mhm.
and you're all, it sounds like super loving and respectful of each other and
Yeah.
assertive and open and
Mhm.
honest and real and matter of fact and not fucking around, and also
Yeah.
but all that, which is amazing because there's so many, I don't know, so many bands that aren't exactly like that, which is
Oh,
just
yeah,
awesome.
I know.
And it's
I know.
right. And so, it's just awesome that you all have that and have each other to do it. And we get to all hear the evolution of the Iron Roses with this new record. Cause it's just the way you're describing it. And I've seen like a bunch of your socials posts and things that you're talking about. It's like, there's just styles and things that you're doing differently that have not shown up on any other Iron Roses record that may
Yeah.
sound like a bit of a departure, or not even departure is the right word, but just tangential maybe, or in a different direction. And
Yeah.
therefore it's just that for me
Differently
is super
influenced.
excited. Yeah, there you go.
But I
Yeah.
don't even know that I would say that because I think
Cool.
what we're doing actually is leaning into the influences we already have.
Sure.
Like
Mhm.
we're just not shying away from
Mhm.
Yeah.
things. Like
I think it's like finding ourselves more. Yeah. And I think with this album, we definitely found who we are.
Yeah.
Like
Awesome.
now we look at this album and like, okay, when we get into writing, we know what our sound is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very diverse, and you'll see that when you hear the whole album. But it's like, okay, we've got like 3 to 4 things that we sort of do and influences. Let's work within that structure.
Yep.
So there's that diversity, but at the same time, it's cohesive.
Right.
Got it. And so that just sort of brought me together about the band cohesiveness. So and I know just with lineup changes and things, is everybody still kind of centrally located around the Richmond area, or is everybody kind of scattered? Because I thought
So-
there was some distance between y'all.
There is. Devon is actually in Boston. Well,
Okay.
right outside of Boston, like kind of between Boston and Salem. And Kate is in Cleveland, but she also owns a home in Vegas, but she spends most of her time in Cleveland these days.
Got it.
Nat and I are we're in Elton, Maryland, which is kind of on the Delaware, PA, Maryland border. And we're right now we have a few different guitar players that are filling in that are from different areas. But yeah, we're Richmond is kind of like home base, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Okay.
where the studio is, that's where Pedro is. Like when we have in-person writing sessions, like
Pedro's home base.
yeah, we
Yeah.
Got it.
like
Got it.
that's kind of that's our homeostasis, our
Yeah.
center.
Sure.
So yeah, which again goes back to when you hit a certain age, you don't just have access to a million musicians right by
Yeah.
you.
Right. Right.
Right.
So you have to stretch beyond that circumference a little bit, but which is also, that's a commitment too. People who step into the Iron Roses, like if you're not right here, like that's going to be like an extra component of it. But yeah, it's been good. We're mostly along the East Coast. We can say that.
Got
But
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Richmond is central for us.
No, that's great. Well, I'm super excited for the new lineup, the upcoming tours, and all the shows you can't talk about yet that we get to all find out about. Super excited for that. Excited for the record, and just thank you both so much for coming back on to chat with me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's awesome to catch up with you, and I look forward to seeing you in Columbia and Atlanta in June. So it's going to be awesome.
Yay, both.
Yes, I'm going to come to both, so it'll be great.
Yay.
Three Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown. Another day in paradise. I've been welcome.
All right, and that wraps up another episode of the B-Side Breakdown. I want to thank Becky and Nat from the Iron Roses for coming along to talk about their song Dead Eyes off their upcoming release, Molotov Nights. The record comes out August 6th, independently released. Look for it on Bandcamp and their website. In the background, you're hearing the song Another Day in Paradise by Arrows at Dawn. If you like what you hear, please go back and listen to the previous episode because that's what it was all about. I want to thank Adam Coulong and Carrie Bozel for helping me put together the jingle you hear at the beginning and the end of this episode. Up next, I have the band Nick and the Adversaries coming in to talk about their song Rah Rah Rah. I'm going to speak with Nick soon, and I'll give you a taste of that song at the end of this episode. For all things B-Side Breakdown, please go to bsidebreakdown.com to listen to any of the episodes, as well as you'll have access to our Patreon if you want to support the show in other ways. Also, please subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Stay sane and safe out there, and we'll catch up on the next one. All right.